Hey, so today I wanted to talk about the Nintendo Direct from February 13th. It's been a while, I'm kind of late. Also, I'm going to be talking about Reggie Fils-Aimé, who will be retiring from the Nintendo of America presidency, the Metroid Prime 4 delay, and also the Pokémon Direct from, what was it, like 2 days ago? Yesterday? So, the Nintendo Direct, I don't know, I was kind of disappointed by it, because for me personally, though, there were like a lot of games, so of course, a lot of people are pretty happy with that, I suppose. But there were a lot of like ports from older games, like Assassin's Creed only now is coming to the Switch, and it's like, why? I don't care. Like, I don't really get why you should be excited for that. I mean, if you are, of course, I'm happy for you, but also like a lot of Japanese RPGs, which isn't my thing, pretty much. I mean, I like the art style of like anime games, and it often looks kind of pretty and charming, but they're often really long. And it's just turn-based combat, and that's kind of boring. It's funny because I do like Fire Emblem. I've played a bit of Fire Emblem, and I've liked what I've played, and I'm excited for this one. But I like the combat in Fire Emblem, it's kind of like chess, you have to think about it, and what you do really matters. It's not just like pressing A, and that's really fun in my opinion. Though I still don't really like that they're pretty long games, but I think it'll be fine. I'm really looking for more like Nintendo games, like longer games and on the Switch, so that's good. But like too much ports and too much Japanese RPGs for me personally. A lot of like older Japanese RPGs, so I don't know, that was kind of disappointing. It was kind of boring to watch. Mario Maker 2 was pretty fun to see, but honestly, I wasn't really into the first one that much because I'm not really like a creative person. I'm really bad at like creating stuff. I get impatient and it's too like overwhelming, all the possibilities and stuff, and I often just give up really quickly, Though I'm still considering buying this because I know that a lot more people, like my friends and stuff, have a Switch. A lot less people had a Wii U, for my friends and stuff. So I'm considering buying this because, I can play all their levels and stuff. And I'm not sure yet. So that wasn't really that important for me, that announcement. So that's also why it's kind of disappointing. So they also had an update about Smash Brothers, but they're not saying what the update is. That was really weird. Like, we have a spring update. What is it? You have to find out later. What? That was really weird. I was really excited to hear some update stuff. I like Smash Brothers a lot, so that would have been like one of the few fun things in this Direct for me. And then they're just not telling, them why mention it, It's weird. But they showed some new amiibo, which were cool. I want to buy some of them. I like Bulbasaur a lot, which isn't in this game, but Ivysaur is, so I really want an Ivysaur amiibo. That was really cool to see. I said before that I like Fire Emblem, and this one, it looks really good. Graphically, it doesn't look that great. A lot of people have said that, and I agree, and yeah, that's true, but I don't think it has to be. Like, the art style is pretty good, and it just has a fun vibe and stuff. And I like the housing stuff. Like, it really reminds me of Harry Potter, which I know a lot of people said, but it's kind of true, And I like that. Like the whole school vibe, I like that a lot, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think this might be, from like how it looks, it might be more fun than how Awakening and Fates look, which I haven't played. I've only played like the first Fire Emblem on the Game Boy Advance, and I've played Fire Emblem Heroes like a lot, and I tried some other Fire Emblems, but I never really finished them, mostly because I just was kind of waiting for like a newer HD one, which now is coming to the Switch, so I'm gonna beat this one and I'm gonna have fun. So Tetris 99, I've played it, and it is fun, but it's also kind of unfair, kind of random and unfair. I'm doing pretty decent, and then I just get attacked by like 5 people and I'm dead. That's really frustrating, and I'm not that great at like doing that back. It would be more fun if there was a mode where none of that happens, and it's just purely about surviving in Tetris, And I'm not the best at Tetris, so maybe that wouldn't be perfect for me either, but this just feels really random and annoying, Kind of like all Battle Royale games, honestly. The Yoshi demo was kind of underwhelming for me. Like, it was just the first level, which is really basic, so maybe the rest of the game will be more fun. So yeah, that's kind of annoying. Like, why does it have to be the first level? Then it just looks kind of boring, but also constantly felt like I was forgetting something, and I didn't really feel like collecting everything. That was just kind of boring and tedious, and I don't know. It looks really pretty, really beautiful and stuff, but that's not enough for me, I think. I haven't played Yoshi's Woolly World, but I much prefer that. Like, I haven't beaten Yoshi's Island either, but I've tried that, and that's more my thing. Like, it's just platforming. And this is, like, collecting and stuff, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. I've also played Yoshi's Story a lot, and that wasn't fun either. And I think Yoshi's Woolly World is more like Yoshi's Island, while Yoshi's Crafted World is more like Yoshi's Story, So, yeah, that's why I much more prefer the Yoshi's Island style over the Yoshi story. So I'm not buying this, I think. Maybe if, I don't know, it does look really beautiful and the later levels look kind of cool, but I don't think this is for me. So that was also kind of disappointing for me. Deltarune is coming to the Switch. I'm a big fan of Undertale, and I've played Deltarune on PC. I've played Undertale before it came to the Switch, like in the first year or something. And yeah, I've already played Deltarune, so it's not that great for me. And also it's kind of confusing now because a lot of people, they're just like, oh, Deltarune is free, so I might as well try it. But like, Deltarune is really difficult if you don't know how Undertale works. And they assume in Deltarune that you know how everything goes and stuff. And Undertale like is really free and lets you play how you want and stuff. Deltarune isn't that. So it's really weird that because it's on the Switch, it's easy and stuff, and it's free, and people think, oh, let's play that. Yeah, that's kind of confusing. I think it would have been better if they like made you pay like $2 or $3 for it, you know. Yeah, that's weird because it's free on PC, you know, but that's also on PC. It's not really a Steam game or anything. It's like something that you have to go out of your way to download, and it didn't even seem like a game, you know. They kind of tricked you. Like, it still says on my PC that it's a survey program. So it's weird to just make it a game on Switch for free, you know. I'm not a fan of that because a lot of people are gonna get confused by it and stuff and try it, and they're not gonna get into it and then think that Undertale is kind of bad or something. That Astral Chain game, it looks kind of good. I didn't see much of it, so I want to see a lot more. It reminds me of Bayonetta a bit, you know. It's from the same developers, of course. I want to see more. I might not buy it. I don't know. I just didn't see enough, you know. So then they showed Link's Awakening HD, and that's the one thing that I was really excited about. Of course, I liked Fire Emblem in this game and like some small things, but yeah, Link's Awakening HD, like, that made the Direct kind of decent, you know. Like individually that game looks really great. I want to play it. It looks beautiful. Some people don't like the art style, but I love it. It's great. I once got like halfway through Link's Awakening on my 3DS, but then I accidentally saved over my game with like the save states, and that was really bad. I lost my file, and all I had was a file with 3 hearts. That was really disappointing, and I couldn't finish it anymore because of that. And also, I thought the game was kind of difficult and confusing, you know, to play. I constantly was lost and didn't know where to go. So this HD remake, it couldn't have gotten announced at a better time for me. It's perfect. It looks beautiful. I really want to play it, and it probably allows me to like finish it without too much trouble, you know, because it's like a modern remake. So that's the Direct. If I had to grade it, I don't know, like a 4 or 5 out of 10 or something. Maybe that's always tough. I guess I'm like expecting too much, you know. Like I got like 2 games that were really like, I know that sounds really stupid because I do play a lot of games, and it just felt really one-sided, you know, a lot of ports and a lot of Japanese RPGs. So yeah, it's more a me problem, you know, it's my opinion, you know. And also, like, a 5 out of 10, it's decent, you know. In school, you know, you pass with a 5.5 out of 10. If it had, like, one more small game or something that I would have really liked, like a small indie game that I would have liked, can't think of anything, but just that, and it would have gotten, like, a 5.5 or a 6. And then it would have been decent, it would have been great, you know. And now it kind of sucked. It's difficult, because Link's Awakening HD is so great, it kind of raises the grade a bit. So maybe, I guess a 6, you know, now that I think about it, a 6, because of Link's Awakening, you know, otherwise it would have gotten like a 3 out of 10, you know. So then also the Metroid Prime 4 delay, that was weird. On one hand, it's good because the other studio apparently, they struggled, you know, they weren't really up to standards, you know, and Retro Studios, they make really great Metroid Prime games, you know, so I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy they're making Metroid Prime again. I think it's gonna take like 4 more years, I think, before the game comes out, because that's usually how long a Prime game takes, from what I've seen, except for like Prime 2, which was a direct sequel, you know, on the same engine. And I think maybe it could honestly be like 5 years, because it's like in HD and it's like really new. But I guess, yeah, Metroid Prime 3 was kind of, they had to change a lot of stuff because of the motion controls and stuff as well. I guess it would take probably as long as Metroid Prime 3, which was like 4 years, I think. But yeah, the thing is, I'm such a huge Metroid fan, a decent Metroid game I would still really like. Let's say this year or next year that game would have come out, I'd probably be fine with it, and I probably would enjoy myself, you know. But I understand that they're doing this, and this is great, you know. They're making a better game, and Retro is going to be back. Retro probably is done by this point with their own game, which allows them to make this Prime 4 game, you know. So I'm okay with it, you know. It's whatever, you know. So yeah, Reggie Fils-Aimé retiring. I was kind of sad by it, of course, when I heard it, and at first I thought that meant that he was gonna go to another company. But I was really glad to hear that he's just retiring, you know. He just wants to spend time time with his family, and he's just kind of done. I think he's older than we think as well. He's like in his late 50s, right? You know, it's not that weird. He can retire. He deserves it, I think. I'm surprised that a lot of people don't really know Doug Bowser, who is replacing him. He's like the vice president of sales right now, but he's gonna replace Reggie Fils-Aimé as the president of Nintendo of America. I've seen him around, you know, in videos, and he was always at like E3 for the last couple of years, and he was the one who gave the first Nintendo Switch in the Nintendo New York store. So I've seen him around, you know, and he's a really funny guy. He has a lot of personality. He's pretty similar to Reggie, honestly. It wouldn't be that much different at all. He's a great guy. So then the Pokémon Direct from yesterday. I think the game looks great. Graphically, it doesn't look great, but at the same time, it does. It's weird. It kind of, on one hand, it looks like an upscaled 3DS game, but I think the art style really fits, and it looks really like crisp and stuff. I don't know. I just think the art style is great, you know, and that's what matters most. So I don't know. On one hand, it's like they seem to be going back to like basic Pokemon, you know, Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee, and Sun and Moon. They pretty much like introduce new stuff. I liked how Sun and Moon handled HMs, and I liked how Pokemon Let's Go had random encounters. You know, you could just see the Pokemon in the grass, and then you had to like throw the ball with motion controls. Both of those things I like a lot, and it seems like random encounters are back, so I'm not the biggest fan of that. So yeah, it just goes back to like regular Pokemon, which is nothing really amazing. You know, I didn't agree with everything in Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee, so it's not the biggest problem either. It's just fine, you know, everything is fine. I hope maybe it was just early build and stuff, and they go back to like the Let's Go stuff, but I don't think so. I think they're separating that, which is okay, I guess. So from what it looks like, it probably is based off the UK, which is amazing, honestly. Pokemon X and Y are probably my favorites, right next to the Gen 1 games, Red, Blue and Yellow, or Fire, Red, Leaf, Green, Let's Go, Pikachu, Eevee, however you want to say it. It's still like Western Europe, and I like that a lot. I'm from Western Europe, I'm from the Netherlands, and Paris or France or whatever, and the UK look kind of different from the Netherlands, I guess, but it's still pretty similar, you know. It's just fun. I don't know. It looked really fun in X and Y, you know. It was really different from the Japanese and the American stuff they had in previous games. That's really cool. I love that. I hope it's really true. You know, it's not confirmed or anything, of course. I thought the starter Pokemon looked really cool, though I'm kind of going back and forth. Like at first, the Grookey, the monkey, the grass monkey, it really stood out to me. You know, at first I was like, oh, that one's really cute, and I want to pick that. But then I started to look at it more, and maybe I actually like Scorbunny more, because I don't know, it's a cute bunny, and I think it has a lot of potential to evolve into a lot of cool stuff. And I think Grookey might be kind of boring when he evolves. I had that with the previous generation. In hindsight, I think I might have rather picked Poplio or Litten, but I usually pick the grass starter, and Rowlet look really cool, but I don't really like the Decidueye at all, like design wise and his attacks and stuff. So yeah, I'm kind of unsure about which of the three I'll pick, you know. I think still Grookey. He's still like really green and really grassy, and I like that, you know. I like grass Pokemon, but like Scorbunny, yeah, I don't know. And also I forgot the name of the water Pokemon, but that one looks great as well, and he has a lot of potential for good evolutions as well. It's so tough. I don't think I've had this for years. Usually I'm pretty like one-sided on the starters, you know. There's just one that stands out, and usually it's the grass one. So I guess maybe because I'm not that one-sided on the grass one, I should pick one of the others, you know. And because Scorbunny kind of stands out, maybe I'll pick that one. But I don't really have that much with fire Pokemons. I've noticed kind of a trend. Sometimes it's more than the other, but with the even numbers of gens, they don't add as much Pokemon as in the uneven numbers. Like in Gen 1, they had 151 Pokemon. And then in Gen 2, they had a lot less. I don't know off the top of my head how much. And then in Gen 3, they had a lot. But then in Gen 4, they also had a lot. So I guess, you know, that just ruins the theory. Then in Gen 5, they really had a lot. And then in Gen 6, they didn't have that much. And then in Gen 7, a decent amount. So, you know, lately they've been doing like decent amounts. So I guess they could go in that trend. But also, it seems kind of like this is the number where they don't add much, you know? I don't know. I guess they're going to add like 80 or 90 Pokemon. That seems kind of fair, I guess. We didn't really see that much, so I'm really excited to see more, and I'm really hopeful that it turns out great, you know. So far it looks great, but also nothing really special and kind of nothing really new. But the region just looks really cool. And the stadium things that you saw, I hope those are gyms, but what I much more prefer, but I don't think it's gonna happen, but I really, for years I've been wanting the Pokemon League from the anime in the games, you know, that you have 8 badges, you go to the Pokemon League, and you fight other trainers via the online service, and they also have 8 badges, and just good luck, win that tournament. There's some rules, you can use legendaries probably, stuff like that. I would really love that. It's probably gonna be really hard and you probably have to like try it 30 times, but that's so much more fun than the Elite Four. The Elite Four is really basic and you have to beat 4 of them without healing, and that's really stupid. I've never liked the Elite Four, but like I said, it's probably not gonna happen, but that's what it kind of looked like to me, and I really hope it is that. So yeah, it looked great and I hope I see more, and yeah, that's it.